Howdy, my name is Thomas Skoski. I am a acquainted investor in Palantir, and they just had their earnings. When I do a video, here we are. All right, so Q3, just kind of general tanks, whatever. Disclaimer: I'm a highly risk-tolerant investor, trader, effectively almost a gambler. I know this product. I've been invested since DPO, I believe, September 2020. So I've been around. I mean, I've held this position. I've sold this position. I've got assigned into the position. I've got covered called the way out of the position, and so on. And then overall, earnings calls, they seem to function as marketing material. So this earnings was pretty good. 63% CAGR, 114% Rule of 40, crazy margins, cash from ops, 43%, just cash flow margin. These are the margins, 46%. Quite a sticky product, especially having followed it throughout the years. I have this core memory almost that I was at a Lifetime Fitness or 24-hour fitness. I forget specifically which one. I was on a treadmill listening to this thing after college, one day after class, probably about this time 2-3 years ago, in Katy, Texas. Just there listening to Alex Karp, CEO, just sit there and talk along with the rest of the C-suite and IR people. So this is kind of a general overall, give my opinion here. So rock and roll. There's a lack of risk taking. I don't know if this is generational. I don't know if this is an attitude thing. But this lack of risk taking leads to underperformance and mediocrity. I know I am very biased, as I've been invested since 2020 and kind of bought in figuratively, literally, and I guess financially as well. But we'll see how that plays out, especially now that this will probably create a rally. Not certain. That's all subjective and random. But with that, price. Palantir has kind of led this thought a little to where price seems arbitrary and value is relative. So let me associate this with value investing, where let's say there's an energy company that's trading at a 14 PE. This thing's pretty valuable, or at least to a value investor, where they're targeting somewhere south of 15%, or 15 PE. Cash flow is relevant, relative. What's going on here? I like a more risk metric or risk adjusted risk mitigation, kind of associating everything in the chain of logistics and trying to mind mapping it. But growth justifies price. But I'll caveat this by having invested in a value investment, oil company, with a sub 15 PE that never trades above a certain price range. And so, how is the price really relative when it's tethered to WTI in this case? And then, at least going back to Palantir, their internal forecasts have adjusted. So from whatever it was to roughly $4 billion, something like that per year in revenue, if I'm quoting that right. So that's just a brief take. I'm not trying to go deep into it. I'm not here to teach anybody. Just kind of, hey, well, I've been invested for a while. What the heck? Why not go ahead and kind of give it some level of perspective, and just keep it short. Keep it short and sweet, and move on. So hopefully I don't get my stock called away, but I'm fine with it. It frees up some liquidity, and it's just my personal stuff. So from here we go. Do not invest. This is just kind of a case study. Other than that, thanks.